And, of course, commemorating a crisis that happened a decade ago, 9/11, and its effect on a couple of dogs across the country.
Indeed. We had two dogs here from Indiana who went that we know of, Max and Kaiser, and Max has passed, so the only one left is Kaiser. And Kaiser is the only dog from 9/11 that worked there who lives here in Indiana.
We'll take a look at that story now.
Here's Kaiser. There are days we'll never forget. September 11th, 2001 is one of those days. The World Trade Center Twin Towers in New York were hit by enemy aircraft and destroyed. Back in Indiana, canine handlers Tony Zinsmaster and his wife Annette, both members of FEMA's Indiana Task Force 1, were called up with their dogs to go to the site and search for the missing, the wounded, the dead. You'll recall we profiled Annette and her hero dog Max, who passed at the age of 15 in November of 2010. Now, Tony's partner, Kaiser, is still very much with us. He's 13, and with the 10-year anniversary of 9/11 on the horizon, Tony takes some time to reflect. Kaiser holds a distinctive title in his later years.
Yeah, the University of Pennsylvania says that they believe there's about 17 left. He's the only one left in Indiana. And every one of them, he gives a little tug on your heart when they go. You know them all so well. You know them. You know how they work. You become very appreciative of what you see, even if you're not petting them at home at night. You know what you like, and you really get to enjoy them. So you lose each one, but I always say it's better to have loved and lost. Well, I just remember I was resting for a moment, and I heard a gentleman say, "Hey, can I take your picture?" I said, "Sure." And then about 3 months later, a person said, "Hey, we found your picture on the internet," and they emailed it to me, and I contacted the guy for a better quality copy of it. He was a travel agent from Alaska who just happened to be there.
In his backyard, Kaiser still has the spirit, but the flesh is getting weak.
The dog has to have enough energy that he can keep himself going even when conditions are tough. When it gets hot out, like when we were down at Hurricane Katrina and it's 96 degrees and feels like 90% humidity, and how can a dog work a 12-hour shift in that? And that's just something with, you gotta have that heart.
Tony has another young dog he's training to be a canine search and rescue. Why does he continue?
There's only two reasons to be a search dog handler. The first one is you have to love training dogs, because if you're gonna do it right, you're gonna train a lot more than you go on missions. You're gonna train every weekend.
Make it fly again, Dad, make it fly again.
Every other weekend you're going to have a formal training, and usually you're doing something else on the odd weekend too. There's going to be another venue or something else. And the other thing is you just want to have to help people just for the simple joy of helping people. Not to be known for it, not to think that it's some sort of famousness to it. It's something you do that makes you feel good inside, that you did what you could to help in someone's time of need.
But you are somewhat famous because with you and Kaiser and Max.
Well,
and Annette.
Kaiser's may be famous. I'm just my name is Kaiser's handler.
Tony sums up his life's work with his beloved dogs. I raised them from puppies, trained them to be my partner for missions and searches, and one day they will die in my arms. But it is still better to have loved and lost than never to have loved them at all. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Kaiser. Indiana is proud of you.
All right.